Hello, kiddos. Okay, so now I was going to do what I was going to tell you here in health, which is I'm going to read decisions and your character to you out of the textbook. Let me shut the door. All right. So now after I'm done with this, then work on your decision-making worksheet. So decisions and your character. Types of decisions. Every day you face many decisions. Decisions are choices that you make. Some decisions are minor, such as picking out clothes to wear. Other decisions can have serious consequences or results, or like I've said, outcomes. During your teen years, you'll have many important decisions to make. When making decisions, it's important to consider the risk involved. Risk is the chance of harm or loss. Any decision that involves a risk to your health is an important one and requires careful thought. Here are some examples of decisions that affect your health. Physical health. What kind of food will I eat? How much physical activity will I get? Mental emotional health. How much time will I spend studying? Which people can I talk to about my problems? Social health. Who will be my friend? Rewind. Who will my friends be? What activities will I do in my free time? How to make healthy decisions. For important decisions, you need to take a thoughtful step-by-step approach. An important decision can seem overwhelming, like a huge mountain you have to climb. You may worry that you'll make the wrong choice. You may even do nothing and hope that you won't have to make any choice at all. However, making a decision does not have to be scary. The secret is to view decision-making as a process. That is a series of steps. And again, here we've talked about this when we did the slideshow. Make a decision. Start off with state what the situation is, list your options, weigh the possible outcomes, both good and bad. Consider your values, again, your character. Then finally make a decision and act on it. Step 1, state the situation. To make a healthy decision, first understand the situation. This isn't always simple. You need to consider all the facts and who else is involved. Again, something like that, especially who else is involved. Is it just you? Is it your brothers, your sisters, your grandma, your grandpas, your mom, your dad, your guardians, your friends? List the options. Once you have a clear view of the situation, think of your options. Do not limit yourself to just one or two choices. Try to think of all the possibilities. If you can, you may want to ask other people for suggestions too. A family member, teacher, or friend will often come up with ideas that you haven't thought of. That's kind of what's known as the devil's advocate, where you think of an option, we're going to think of the worst option that can happen by this choice you're making, to kind of put that into your head in case you're not thinking about it. Weigh possible outcomes. Consider your options carefully. Use the word help to guide your choice. H for healthful. What healthful risks, if any, will this option present? E for ethical. Does this choice reflect what you and your family believe to be right? Ethics deals with your values, how you consider things right and wrong. L for legal. Does this option violate any school, state, federal laws? Basically, will I get kicked out of school, the movie theater, get thrown in jail if I choose this outcome? P for parental approval. Would your parents approve of this choice? Would your parents, your guardians, your grandparents approve of this choice? Always look at it as the idea of, if you are the parent, you are the guardian, would you approve of the choice you are making? Page 17. For some decisions, you need to consider the cumulative risk. We talked about all of these when we did the slide. Cumulative, sorry, that's just the phonetic way to pronounce it. Risk is the addition of one risk factor to another, increasing the chance of harm or loss. For example, riding your bike without a helmet is one risk factor. Riding into traffic is another. Riding at night is a third. Each of these risk factors is serious. When combined, they greatly increase your chance of severe injury. So me not driving without my contacts and glasses is one thing. Me driving at night without my contacts and glasses is even more of a cumulative risk. Me driving at night without my contacts and glasses in the snow is even worse. So you see how things get worse and worse and worse with one decision, with one risk. Step 4, consider your values. Again, your values are beliefs you feel strongly about that help guide the way you live. Your values are based on what's important to you and your family. They're also based on what you believe is right and wrong. If your values are strong, any decision you make should be in agreement with them. If it isn't, you probably won't feel comfortable with the decision. Values are part of your character, or the way you think, feel, and act. Examples of good character include trustworthiness. Don't all these look like a lot of the life skills? Trustworthy people are reliable and honest. You can count on them to keep their promises. Respect. Displaying respect means showing regard for other people and for authority. Respect means also respecting other people's values, even if you disagree with them. Respect them in a kind, healthy way. Responsibility. You show responsibility by being able to accept the credit or blame for what you do, just like Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. Fairness. Being fair means treating everyone equally and honestly. If you're going to treat your older brother one way, you should treat your younger sister another way. Caring. You can show others you care for them by treating them with understanding and consideration. Caring people are kind and try to help others when they can. It's when you show what's known as empathy. Empathy is the ability to walk in another person's shoes, to try and feel how they feel. Citizenship. Good citizens obey the rules and laws. They do what they can to help their school, their community, and their country. These character traits influence your decision in many ways. For example, suppose you saw a friend stealing. As a caring friend, you might want to keep silent to protect your friend. However, your sense of fairness might prompt you to speak out. Again, because you don't want your friend to get in trouble, and you don't want to get in trouble because that's what's known as guilt by association, that you're with them. Step 5, make the decision and act on it. You've thought about and compared the options. You've considered the risk and consequences. Now you're ready to make a decision and act on it. Choose the course of action that seems best and is consistent with your values. You should feel comfortable with your choice, even if it isn't perfect. Even if it isn't a perfect solution. If none of your choices satisfy you, go back to step 2 and look for new options. So right there, if the decision you want to make is not right, don't make that decision. Make the choice that fits what's best for you, your values, and your character. Evaluate the decision. After you carry out your decision, evaluate the results. What were the positive results? What were the negative results? Were there any unexpected outcomes? Were there any that you could have done differently? If the action you took was not as successful as you hoped, try again. Use the decision-making process to find another way to deal with the situation. And again, remember that sometimes being able to evaluate that decision may be a lifelong guideline. You may get in a relationship with a person, you get married, and you can't really evaluate it. It may take a month to realize, ooh, I didn't make the right choice of who I married. It may take eons, it may take 20 years to evaluate that decision. Again, good character and responsible decisions. When you think your decisions out carefully, you're more likely to make healthy choices. These decisions can improve your physical, mental, emotional, and social health. They help you steer your life in a way that you want it to go. Having good character helps you make healthy decisions. For example, if you're a responsible person, you recognize the consequences of your actions. You think carefully about decisions that affect your health. You're more likely to avoid health risks. At the same time, responsible decisions build good character. When you are able to make your own decisions, you become more responsible. You take action and accept the consequences. Healthy decisions also encourage respect between you and your friends and family members. Also, your teachers, your principal, your vice principal, your coaches. Again, we're not always going to be your parents, your guardians, your brothers, your sisters, your grandparents, your teachers, your friends, your principals. We're not always going to be the little person on your left and right shoulder telling you to not do something or to do something and why not. This is what growing up is about. It's learning, hey, it's not my fault that I made this choice. My parents, my friends, my brothers, my sisters, my teacher wasn't there to tell me why I shouldn't make that choice. That's on you to do that as you're growing up. As always, if you have any questions on this, please message me through Schoolology. Now that you've listened to this video, now complete your decision-making worksheet. Thank you very much, children. And have a good day.